Hi, everyone, and welcome to Work-Life Balance. So, is it really work-life balance, or is it life balance? Let's take a look at this. So, what is the official definition of work-life balance? It is the state of equilibrium where a person equally prioritizes the demands of one's career and the demands of one's personal life. Equilibrium has a lot to do with balance. Finding balance is so important because it improves our physical, emotional, and mental well-being. It's an overall improved sense of wellness. Work-life balance also helps our careers because it lowers our stress levels and lowers the risk of burnout. Some of the common sources that lead to a poor work-life balance might include increased responsibility at work, generally working longer hours, increased responsibilities at home, even having children, or caring for our ailing parents. So, why is work-life balance so difficult to achieve? Well, two factors really come to mind. The first is our personal expectations. They come from an array of sources: our environment, our upbringing, and past work experiences. How we prioritize is really up to us, although we may not really believe that. The expectation to reach levels of success, financial stability, and status has to be a place where we're willing to look at if we want to be able to get a handle on our life balance. The second factor that really stands out is technology. Smartphones, smartwatches, Zoom and video conferencing, team meetings, and so much more. The brilliance of technology is brilliant, and it makes workers accessible around the clock. There is a fear that if you are not available when we need you, you could lose your position. In fact, in a Harvard Business study, a whopping 94% of working professionals reported working more than 50 hours per week, and nearly half of those people said they worked more than 65 hours per week. A lack of balance can bring out burnout. Burnout is defined as emotional, physical, and mental exhaustion caused by excessive and prolonged stress. Burnout happens when you feel overwhelmed, emotionally drained, and unable to meet constant demands. You can see a progression as burnout creeps in. It has 4 stages. 1, the honeymoon stage. Undertaking a new task that starts by feeling high levels of satisfaction, energy, creativity. You're just beginning to experience the stress of what you're undertaking. 2, the onset of stress. The awareness that some days are more difficult than others. Number 3 is chronic stress. That feeling stress on a frequent basis, coming and going. And number 4, burnout. The symptoms become very critical and you have a difficult time coping. You might have chronic headaches or neglect of personal needs. You might seem a bit pessimistic or just feeling a sense of empty. If you feel yourself moving through these stages of burnout, it's probably time to evaluate your work-life balance, or what I like to call your life balance. So how do we improve our life balance? Here's a couple things to keep in mind. First, let go of perfectionism. Many overachievers develop perfectionist tendencies at a young age. It's easier to maintain that perfectionist habit as a kid. But as you grow up, life gets more complicated. As you climb the ladder at work and as your family grows, your responsibilities grow too. Perfectionism becomes out of reach. And if that habit is left unchecked, it can become disruptive, even destructive. Secondly, unplug. Technology has created expectations of constant accessibility. Phone notifications interrupt your off time and inject an undercurrent of stress in your system. So don't text when you're at the dinner table with friends, and don't send work emails while you're hanging out with family. Make quality time true quality time. There are mental and emotional benefits of unplugging. Things like helping to remove unhealthy feelings of jealousy, envy, and loneliness through all that social media. It combats FOMO, fear of missing out. It gives you time to create instead of consuming creations. It prevents you from missing the experiences happening right in front of you. What a great time to be present when it's happening. And thirdly, change the structure of your life. This might mean creating new habits. Things like going for a walk every day after work, finding some quiet time for mindfulness, some journaling even. These are great ways to put healthy new habits into your life. Sometimes we fall into a rut and assume our habits are set in stone. Not the case at all. Take a bird's eye view of your life and ask yourself, what changes could make my life easier? Instead of trying to do it all, focus on activities you specialize in and value the most. Delegate or outsource everything else. Delegating can be a win-win situation. We have a wonderful exercise for you to help you reflect on your work-life balance and how you might be able to just enhance those elements. It'll be a part of this training, and we encourage you to take some time to take a look at that exercise. I think you'll be glad you did. Work-life balance may be more of a lifelong process, a continuous, never-ending exercise that requires vigilance, self-awareness, and timely tweaks, versus something you can achieve and then just forget about. A constant awareness of your emotional state is essential in order to determine the changes you want to make in your work and in your life. And work-life balance isn't just up to you. It's a partnership between you, your personal life, and your work life. You need buy-in and support from your company and your leaders, the same way you do with your family. In fact, companies and managers can play a key role in creating a better environment for workers. For example, the changes brought on by the pandemic, remote work, and flexible or hybrid schedules, they may stick around for a while if employee satisfaction has gone up and their stress has gone down. It's important to be realistic about our work-life balance. Remember, it's not just work, but it's life. Let's work hard to find new, creative, and impactful ways to find a work-life balance that works for everyone. Thanks so much for joining us today. Talk to you soon.